Fort Collins is honestly like the best place I think in Colorado. We have so many great things in such a small area. We have just such a great atmosphere here. We have Colorado State University. There's lots of great places around Colorado State University campus as well. These are some of the things that I like to do in Fort Collins. In Fort Collins, we have Horsetooth Reservoir, which is just right at our foothills. If you don't know what that is, it's just basically a big lake. It's a reservoir. It's about 6.5 miles long, which is super big. Lots of fun like kayaking, paddleboarding, boats, swimming. You know, there's rocks you can jump off into the water. Lots of good hiking over there. Once you go on a hike to Horsetooth Rock, it is one of the most iconic landmarks in Fort Collins. On one side, you can oversee, you know, Horsetooth Reservoir, Fort Collins, you know, as far as I can see. To your left there, and then to your right, you can see, you know, the hills that kind of go into all of our 14ers and that side of Colorado, which is absolutely beautiful. Fort Collins is just an outdoor city, which I love. In Fort Collins, we have our famous Old Town, basically downtown Fort Collins, and it is so much fun all year long. In Old Town, there's lots of different shops and bars and theaters. Lots of historical buildings and restaurants all around. Great coffee shops. I love the coffee here. It's so good. You know, they all do something special in their spaces to study for students who go to CSU as well. So one of the restaurants that I love going to is called Union Bar, which is a local restaurant here in Old Town. It takes a lot of like just normal food that you would have and adds a little bit of a elevated element to it. If you want to grab a treat, we have Merry Mountains Cookies, which is located throughout the United States, but the flagship was made in Fort Collins. They are soft, delicious, all sorts of different kinds of flavors, which is so good. In Old Town as well, we have the Exchange, which has a very big ice cream shop. There's very good food, lots of beer and alcohol that you can purchase there. There's a little mini golf area, just a very fun enclosed space to hang out with family and friends. We also are very known for our beer, so we have a lot of good craft beer here. It is often nicknamed as the Napa Valley of beer. We have like New Belgium, I'm sure you've heard of it. We also have Odell, lots of big names like that that come from Fort Collins. Definitely once you turn 21, head out to those bars, you know, go do the taste testing because we are so proud of that here in Fort Collins.
Coffee and tea. That's my thing.
In one of our places in Fort Collins, we have one of our parks. It's called City Park. They do a food truck rally from May to September-ish. And we just have lots of food trucks from all around Fort Collins. Sometimes they come from Denver as well. And you can go around, you know, you can get your coffee, you can get your, you know, your main course, you can, you know, get an appetizer before if you want. There's live music, people are dancing. It's just a very fun atmosphere. So for the rest of City Park, normally, it's just a great park to go and hang out. I know a lot of people just like to, you know, picnic out there. There's basketball courts in City Park, there's tennis courts, and there's pickleball. You know, pickleball is becoming so fun. But also City Park has a nice, beautiful lake in there, so you can walk around the lake. But yeah, it's just a great outdoor space here in Fort Collins. So a little bit outside of Old Town in Fort Collins, we have a place called The Lyric, and they are a very fun movie theater. They also have like a section where there's gonna be like live performances from like bands or musicians, acrobats, or just things along those lines of just people can come and present their talents, which is awesome. There's also a lot of cool, funky art there, which is so cool. It's awesome, lots of fun swings. I love swings. Also, all the theaters in there where you can watch a movie are uniquely named, and it feels like you're walking through a castle-like hallway to get to them. It is definitely a vibrant space to check out. those were definitely some of my favorite places and things to do in Fort Collins. Unfortunately, I couldn't do every single thing that is available here because there's so much. But if you're thinking about coming to Colorado, definitely come check out Fort Collins. If you're thinking about coming to school, definitely check out CSU as well. It's just a fun, inviting area, and I hope that you can bring your family and friends here to Fort Collins.